This tiny white village helped end an empire, but almost no one knows why. So why did this place matter enough to fight over it for centuries? Zahara de la Sierra exists because of where it sits. Long before Spain existed, this hill controlled the valley below. Roads, armies, and supply routes all passed through this gap in the mountains. It wasn't chosen for beauty, but for visibility. From this height, you don't need to fight first. Therefore, you see danger coming long before it arrives. And if geography chose this place, the question is why empires kept coming back for it. Hey guys, good morning. Welcome to Zahara de la Sierra. I have another frontier outpost, more like a castle, but still it's an outpost on a beautiful lake here. And we're gonna go to the top. Lots to talk about, let's go. So when you come to this city, this little town, you're gonna see all the white houses. Well, why is that exactly? This goes back to ancient times. The white's a mixture of lime, salt, and water. Not only does it make it cooler, it looks nicer. It's actually kind of an antibiotic against pests and insects and things like that. Helps to remove them at the same time. But when you come up and you're driving up, this is iconic with the white houses. For centuries, Zahara lived on the edge of two worlds. Under Islamic rule, it was a frontier fortress, not deep inside an empire, but directly on the fault line between the Muslim-ruled Al-Andalus and the Christian kingdoms to the north. The castle wasn't just defensive. Therefore, it became a warning system, a signal fire town that could alert entire regions. Zahara changed hands again and again, taken, lost, and retaken, because whoever held this hill controlled movement across southern Spain. But if Zahara was so important, something had to push it over the edge. One of its main purposes as a watchtower, you're gonna send smoke signals to the next outpost. And it goes from one side to the other side as far as the ridges and the mountaintops, obviously to warn of invaders coming, protect your supply routes, and just control these areas in general. In 1483, everything changed because of one prisoner. Christian forces captured Zahara, but Muslim troops struck back quickly. They retook the town and captured a powerful Castilian noble, Rodrigo Ponce de Leon. This was not just a prisoner. Therefore, it became a political shock that echoed far beyond the mountains. His capture humiliated Castile and demanded a response. And that response came on a massive scale. This fort apparently had two sections. They had the upper part, which you're seeing right there, and that was for the military, the commanders, to look out here, and then another one down lower, and that's more in the town center. But the military was headquartered up here. Makes a lot of sense. And man, what a view. I can only imagine what this was like a very long time ago. So very quickly, I didn't really know the difference between the Crusade Wars, and the Reconquista era. And the difference is the Crusades basically 1096 to 1291, and that's all the Christians in Europe taking back the Holy Land. I did know that with Jerusalem. And then the Reconquista era, and that lasted basically, I believe, around 8 centuries, and that is only Spain and Portugal trying to push the Moors down back into Africa. So you have kind of the Christians versus the Muslims again back in the day. But that's kind of different, and that lasted a lot longer. So anyway, I learned a lot. Zahara fell just years before an empire disappeared forever. In 1483, the town was permanently taken by Christian forces. Less than a decade later, in 1492, Granada fell, ending Muslim rule in Iberia, but Zahara had already done its part. This wasn't a random village, therefore it became one of the final dominoes of the Reconquista. The white walls you see today weren't built for beauty, but for heat, survival, and endurance. And the lake below didn't exist for most of its history. This town once watched armies move through the valley, not water. So when you stand in Zahara today, you're not just looking at a peaceful village, but a place where geography quietly decided who would rule Spain. So thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate this episode of Traveling on the Go. If you have any questions, put it in the comments. Anything else I can do for you, I am here. That's going to do it. I am out of here. We have a lot more adventures coming up, like into the deserts of Dubai and the biggest waterfall system in the world in Brazil. Take care, guys.